Okay, let's do a little farm update. So it's a lot less crowded in here. We sold off quite a bit this past weekend, so a lot of the pigeons left. So now just mostly our breeders are in here now. All but one of the cochins went. We decided to keep one of them. So Nicole picked out this one that she wanted. And almost all of the bantams left except for this last trio. And this is a trio of partridge cochin bantams. One rooster and 2 hens. All the rest of those went to one person. The other trio of partridges and the 2 birchen roosters we had. Let's take a look in the coop. Looks like a lot of the pairs are either sitting on eggs or have babies already. Let's see, I just want to show your babies. Can you come out of there for a second? Oh, you got an egg in there too, and babies. You got one baby in there. Okay, the other baby's probably out here already. I think these down here had no. Oh, your baby's already left too. So the only one that's sitting on small babies is this one right here. See, this is the remnants of a pumpkin. I see they carved some pumpkins, and threw the seeds and the scraps in here, which a lot of animals love pumpkins, but chickens absolutely love pumpkins, and they're good for them. The seeds are. So that's what's left. And we sold the black turkey, so now we just have the pair that we decided to keep. So we needed a male, so that's our tom that we kept. And there's the female. So we're hoping to have some fertile turkey eggs coming up soon to put in the incubator. Wanted to try to get a good shot of that runner duck too. Now that it's a lot older, you can see its colors coming out. It ended up with kind of a grayish brown and white tricolor configuration. We have one more pair of Muscovy ducks that are for sale, and that's the hen that's walking over there by the runner duck, and then that's the male right there. So that pair there will go. That runner duck and this other female Muscovy is going to be staying with us. I'm actually going to take this hen outside. You want to come out? I'm trying to integrate her into the flock since we're going to be hanging on to her. You want to come out? When we raise feather-legged chickens, we usually try to keep them off the ground, especially if somebody's going to show those. The feathers on their legs need to stay nice and clean and dry. All right, I'm going to take you out. I'm going to go out. I'm going to go out in the grass. Let's go out in the grass. I'm going to go out in the grass. Sally and Harry are out here to keep you company. Here you go. And while we're out here, let's do a little update out here. So, strangely enough, these strawberries are actually still making strawberries. I have noticed that they bounced over into where we have the cilantro, and now they're growing over here into the cilantro too. So this whole bed may end up becoming strawberries, which is fine. That banana plant did not make it. Definitely need to plant the next one straight in the ground instead of putting it in a pot. I think it'll do better. And let's look over here at these tomatoes. This is really odd. It's almost November and we are still getting tomatoes. There's some green ones still popping up there. I mean, these are even still blooming. And then the peppers are still going. Peppers all over this. We keep picking them and they keep making more peppers. And these are actually still blooming. Now granted, it has been in the 60s and 70s in the afternoon, and we've only had a couple of nights where it got down pretty low so far. 39, I think, 38 or 39 was the lowest we got. And we've had a couple of low 40s. So they are still producing. I mean, the top of this one is just covered in peppers. Another shot of some more green tomatoes coming along. So the garden is actually still producing some vegetables on a lot less frequent basis, but it is still producing some stuff, which is interesting. Of course, all of the onions are gone except for there's a few stragglers that I left to see what would happen, and they are actually growing. I think you can grow onions pretty late into the season too. They're kind of cold hardy. I was a little surprised at these tomatoes and peppers. I would have thought that they would have died off, but they are still going. We don't ever go over and say hi to Riley on camera, so let's go over and say hi to Riley. Here's the old pond. I see a squirrel hanging around, probably trying to get water from there. There's a big old bullfrog. So we left mosquito fish in this, and they just continue to thrive in that pond, but there's no filtration. There's some plant life in it, but that's about it. The frogs love it. We were going to fill this in, and we just left it. And as a result of leaving it and putting mosquito fish in it, it's continued to be an established pond. And those of you that have followed the channel for a long time, you'll recognize that spot is where the old coop was. And there's the old coop. But where all that wood is that's where the original flight cage was. Very small. I think it was like maybe 6 or 7 feet wide by like 15 feet long. Very, very small flight cage, and then the coop was right there. Riley's stable. Let's walk down here and see Riley. What do you say, Riley? So we put this old tote out here for Riley to get in when it's raining. I kind of thought about putting his stable here because we bring him out here and put him in the yard out here during the day, and then he goes in that stable at night. And we thought, well, it'd be easier to just put his stable out here. The problem is we can't see this. We do have cameras, that face all directions, but this is just a little bit out of view of the camera that's on this side, and so we just went ahead and left him in the stable that he's in now. We might change that at some point. And I think I could have waited a few more weeks to put up that cover over the aviary too, since it's been in the 70s during the day. And what I think I'm going to do to remedy this situation is I think I'm going to start raising that back end of that tarp to give them a little more access to the weather until it gets a little colder. What do you say, Riley? What do you say, buddy? Are you keeping the yard trimmed? Yeah, you can actually see the line where he can walk with his cable. Perfect circle. But he loves being out here. This is his domain. He's got this entire section of the yard that's all grass that he can graze in. I would love if this part of the yard was fenced in. That would be great. And we could let the geese hang out here too. The geese love being out in the grass. They do have a spot over there with grass. A little update on Sandy. Here's Sandy. Everybody remembers Sandy when we first got Sandy. She was a little skinny thing. You were a little skinny thing, weren't you? You were a little skinny thing. Come on. You want to come out here? You want to come out here with me? Come on. So when we got Sandy, she had been hit by a car or something that hurt her leg pretty bad. It was broken. And she wandered up to my buddy's house, and so I went and had her get the full routine at the vet. Got all of her vaccinations, had her leg healed up for her, and now she's doing great. All right, Smokey, you want to go out here? Smokey likes to come out here, hang out with the geese, lay in the grass. Of course, the chickens and the geese will kind of come up and pick at his skin and stuff, and he loves that. So this is like a big treat for him to come out here. And how are you doing? You hanging out, doing a little dust bath? Let's look in the greenhouse. Well, it appears that something came in the greenhouse. Some of this stuff's knocked over. It's not super surprising. If I had to guess, I would say either a squirrel, possibly an armadillo. I don't know if you could get through. There's where it came through, I can tell. The one place that I didn't put wood. It doesn't look like it did any damage. It just kind of maybe knocked some stuff over. So while all those time lapses were filming, I was in here cleaning both of the ponds. So this is what they look like the first day after I clean them. In just a matter of a day or two, they'll be back to looking brown again, and we'll repeat the process.